Well, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Keystone Preparedness. If you're new here, I appreciate you stopping by. If you've been here a while, thanks for stopping by again. Appreciate it. We got something I want to talk about today because this affects us right here in good old Keystone State. And I don't know if you're following this, but the Pittsburgh Police this is, I guess, going to be during the night, but they will. I'm put my glass on here because I'm going to read this a little bit off of it. So, in response to the Pittsburgh Bureau of Police's seriously understaffed force, the department recently announced that police officers will no longer respond to certain calls labeled in-progress emergencies, such as harassment, theft, and burglary alarms. If you live in Pittsburgh, hope you feel safe down there. I don't know if this is part of the defund the police, if this is a part of the negative sentiment towards many police, and I think some of it's warranted. Don't get me wrong. This isn't going to be, this isn't a rah-rah police story on my part, believe me. But so now what they're saying is they're not going to respond to harassment, theft, and burglary alarms. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but couldn't a burglary alarm also indicate a possible armed home invasion or something of that matter? I mean, there's someone's coming into your house, and it says they're trying to reduce their calls from 200 to 50,000. So what they're going to do is they're going to have a phone-in or online reporting. Well, that's all well and good, but if somebody's breaking into your house, are you going to have the speed of typing to bring your phone out, bring up the police website, and file that report? Oh, by the way, there's nobody going to be there, and they're going to respond to these calls in the morning. So let's kind of pick this apart a little bit. So, okay, now you're kind of on your own, but it's these same cities that are trying to disarm their populace. These are the big gun control cities. So now they're going to take your guns, and they're also not going to respond to those calls for, hey, somebody's breaking into my house. Well, good luck with that. Oh, but I'll just go get no, I can't get my gun because they don't want us to have that here either. Is there a bit of irony in this that I'm just lost on me? These same communities, this just happens. This happens so often. It's almost laughable at this point if it wasn't so dangerous. So, if you're from Pittsburgh, I know there's not a ton of people on here. I would like to hear what you have. I would like to hear your thoughts on this. So please put this please put it in the comments, because this is, I don't know. I'd like to say it's a little troubling because I don't live there. I don't live in Pittsburgh, nor would I live in Pittsburgh. Travel there for work sometimes, things like that. And, I don't ever plan on moving into a large city like this anyway. But now your safety, if you were relying on your local police for your safety because, well, you're an anti-gun person, you don't want that in your house. What is your solution now? So if you hear that bump in the night at 3:30 and there's somebody climbing through your window, good luck. I guess you're gonna have to ask them to stick around till morning when they can get somebody out to check that out. I guess that's the solution to this. Because these same cities now, if you were to confront this person in your house, be they armed or not, and you were to protect your house, protect your family, so the next step would be with no police response. And a lot of these major cities, their DAs are prosecuting people for, using a firearm to protect their homes. So where is this going to end? I'm curious to see how in a year from now, after this is implemented, I'm going to be curious to see, and especially advertising that this is going to be. Why don't they just put up some billboards along the highways in Pittsburgh and announce that, between the hours of 3 and 7 is, I guess, the purge hour down in Pittsburgh. There's not going to be anybody available, so you might as well go ahead and, hey, stop on in, stop on. It's perfect time to, break in houses and things like that. They don't understand this in progress emergency things. Like, Harassment, you know, I understand maybe there's some of that that's but harassment also can lead to violence. This could be a disgruntled, ex-spouse or, whatever. So, I mean, somebody out in their driveway yelling at me in the middle of the night, sure, that could be harassment. But how do we know that's not going to escalate into that same person breaking in that house when, if you respond or because obviously there's no sense calling the police. That even if you did, by the time you get the report in, could be 4 or 5 hours later, and somebody responds. Which a lot of these places you would think the response time would be good, but it's not. There's you hear many stories about it takes an hour for the police to get there or whatever. So this is something to think about. If you're living in these cities, because I would venture to say this is probably going to happen across the country in different areas that are maybe understaffed, and you have to ask why they're understaffed. This is the thing that kills me. We have understaffed police departments. Part of it is probably morale. They're tying the hands of these police officers in a lot of these places, which I understand. I mean, I'm not about police brutality and stuff, and my thoughts on that. That's a whole nother video we could talk about. Because there's a lot of instances I see that, even online of, police way overstepping their boundaries, turning a burnout taillight into, the guy ends up shot on the ground because, these police can't de-escalate. I understand all that. But, what is the solution here? Everybody wants to defund the police, but I don't think that's really the answer. And I think, there has to be some kind of a balance. We're going to have to start, it would start with better training for one thing, because some of this is warranted. I truly believe. I know there's a lot of people that have bad experience with the police. I get that, and I would never take that away from them. But another there's a lot of things. I mean, you see a lot of this is because of budget cuts, and I've got to ask why budget cuts? We're sending billions of dollars overseas to protect other countries' borders, protect their citizens, do all this stuff. But we don't want to spend the money right here in America to protect our own. I mean, we're literally, this government at this point is the biggest form of hypocrisy. We'll send money overseas to protect another country, but we won't protect our own. So I mean, I don't know why Pittsburgh's understaffed. I would imagine there's probably many reasons. Maybe people just don't want to work there. That's quite possible. I don't know what kind of support their officers get down there. I don't know what kind of training they get, and I don't know what kind of funding they get. I don't live there, and like I said, nor will I. But this is really something to think about. If you live in Pittsburgh, or you live in even the surrounding communities, I imagine a lot of this may trickle out. I'm assuming this is like the Pittsburgh proper, and it says they're down, I think over 100 officers, something like that, from what they normally are staffed at. So, or if you live in another major city somewhere, this could be something that a lot of these other cities will start taking on too. And let's face it, crime. We keep getting the statistics that crime is down. It's not down. The reporting of crime is down, and prosecuting of crime is down. So if 10 people stole last year in a town and it was all reported and it was prosecuted, well, there's 10. Well, look, we have 10 burglaries on here. But now if 10 people do it and the DA just, lets them go, no, we're not going to prosecute that. We're not going to, shoplifting now, the shoplifters just walking into stores and stuff. So now we're going to do less patrolling while the crime just continues to increase. So, but yet, don't you take matters into your own hands and protect yourself. This is really something you've got to really start thinking about. You've got to start thinking about the people that you're electing. We worry about who's going to win the presidential election, but most politics are local. That'll start right in your backyard. Do you know who your local officials are? Do you know who you're voting for, or if you even vote in your local elections? This is a lot of this, and these cities just keep getting run by the same corrupt politicians year after year after year, and we keep voting for the same thing, but we just keep complaining about the same thing. So I would definitely encourage you, get involved as much as you can in your local community, in your local politics. Know what's going on in your community. Some of these policies come across and people don't even know about it. They don't know about it till it's too late, till they go to call the police at 3, 4 in the morning and nobody's answering the phone. So, definitely get involved. Know what's going on, and better yet, protect yourself the best you can. I mean, that's kind of what this channel is about, and that's why I kind of brought it up. I say it all the time. Preparedness is not about a basement full of canned goods and ammo. There's a lot of basic things to be prepared about. We're not always preparing for the end of the world. Sometimes we're just preparing to go to bed at night and wake up in the morning safe. And that's anywhere. That's in good times, and we sure don't have that now. I mean, it's getting dicier and dicier out there. These communities are just becoming more and more unsafe. So anyway, definitely, if you're from Pittsburgh, you might want to look into this. You want to find out the specifics of what you can and can't do, and stay on top of it, because, like I said, your future and your safety of your family may depend on it. Anyway, hey, thanks for stopping by. I will see you on the next one.